This is a touchy subject, but you need to know the truth of what is really going on right now. I have all the details and what you need to know right here in the video, so let's get right into it. All right, now first off, let me quickly preface this video by saying everything that we're going to discuss right here in this video is based on multiple different reports, multiple different resources, multiple different news networks, and the concerns that many people have out there right now based on some major announcements that have come out recently. My point is, these are not my opinions, but rather this is the information that I've been finding through extensive research on multiple different topics. So with that being said, let's get into it and talk about what is going on and what these reports are now showing. First off, let's quickly talk about a new report that was just released based on economists and their opinions on the United States economy. A new survey that was just published is showing 72% of economists right now believe that the United States is either in a recession or we're going to be falling into a deep recession relatively soon. Now, this is almost 3/4 of economists out there right now with this survey that are showing they think that we are currently in a recession or falling into one soon. Now, again, this also shows on the flip side that 28% of economists think that the economy is doing just fine and we're not going to be going into a recession. Again, as I say so many times now, only time will tell. However, another report that was just released as well is showing that based on GDP, gross domestic product, and the most recent reports that yes, the United States is officially in a technical recession. So again, we'll have to see what happens here over the next few months between now and the end of the year. And of course, I'll continue watching everything closely and keep you posted. Now next, when it comes down to inflation, our favorite word of 2022, inflation. So here's what it's coming down to. As a result of the last inflation report that we saw that inflation came down a little bit on the headline number. However, as we dug into the report a little bit further, we still found that a lot of consumer prices, as in on food and a lot of things like that, were still rising at a pretty aggressive pace. Well, as a result of that, again, these are the reports that I'm finding out there right now. These are not my opinions, but the reports are showing a new survey suggests that 71% of respondents to a current survey think that the Inflation Reduction Act of 2022, the reconciliation bill that was signed into law by President Biden about a week and a half ago or so, is actually not going to have any impact on inflation. It's not going to have any impact to the American people, but it's actually going to raise inflation and actually increase prices even more from where they currently are. And again, this is a survey that's out there right now. 71% of Americans feel that way about the Inflation Reduction Act of 2022. In fact, we did see another report out of Penn Wharton who actually suggested that this Inflation Reduction Act is actually going to increase inflation for the first couple years and then maybe slightly lower inflation a teeny tiny bit in about 3 years from now. So again, these are what the reports are now showing. All right, next, let's quickly talk about another big announcement that was out just a couple days ago. And I want you all to hear this because this is what's going on right now. And again, the truth is coming out behind this. And again, I have checked this across multiple different resources, multiple different websites, and multiple different news networks. So again, as I always like to say, I like to cross-reference information that I find across multiple different resources because everybody likes to kind of input their own little opinions into this stuff. And again, these are not my opinions, but rather the information that I'm finding. So I like to cross-reference everything across, multiple different resources and take information from both sides just so that I'm getting a non-biased approach with all the information that I'm bringing you right here on the channel because that is very important. Everybody has their own opinions and that's okay. That's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But again, I want to be a neutral party and I want to bring you the unbiased information in these videos. However, let's go back just a couple days ago as President Biden came out and talked about the $10,000 of federal student loan cancellation or $20,000 for Pell Grants. Now, maybe this doesn't apply to you, but there is some information here that you certainly want to know about this because it's not all peachy and cream, right? Or whatever, peaches and cream. Is that even a saying? I don't know. I just know it's an oatmeal flavor, right? Seriously, let's be real right now, right? All right, anyway. Let's talk about something more important than oatmeal flavors. All right, so anyway, the fact of the matter is these reports are now coming out showing that this new $10,000 of federal student loan cancellation is actually going to cost between $400 and $600 billion. That's a lot of money, right? Let me put that into perspective. Right now, if they wanted to send out a $2,000 stimulus check to 50 million people, it would cost $100 billion. So this would be the equivalent of essentially about an $8,000 or possibly even a $10,000 stimulus check for about 50 million people. That's a lot, right? So let me put it into perspective one more time. The last stimulus check that we received, the $1,400 check in early 2021, that cost a little bit under $400 billion, and it went out to 282 million people in the United States, about 85% of the population. The point is, they could do it yet again. They could send out another $1,400 check with this same amount of money. They could even send out more than that. They could send out a $2,000 check for about 282 million people yet again for the same price tag. And again, just kind of put it into perspective so you can see the magnitude behind all of this. However, here's what's also surfacing behind this. Does it just mean that they're going to wipe the board clean, like they just wrote on a board with a little, a whiteboard with a black marker, and then boom, they just take the eraser and wipe it away? No, that's actually not how it works. But rather, when they cancel debt like this, guess where that money goes to? Who pays for it? Again, these are not my opinions. This is the information coming out right now, and I hope that you can kind of see this from a kind of a neutral standpoint. And again, I want to bring this to you just because this is what's being talked about right now. There's a lot of people that are very concerned saying, who's going to pay for this? Guess who's going to pay for it? We are. All of us, we pay for it. In fact, I just came across another report that says the average person right now, as in you, me, and everybody else, is going to pay on average $2,500 per person for all of this. So, again, collectively, they're canceling about $400 to $600 billion of federal student loans, but ultimately it's going to be put on the shoulders of virtually everybody spread out across literally all Americans. $2,500 on average is what it's going to cost the average American. So again, just saying it, this is what's really going on. Do you hear this out of your local news? I highly doubt it, but if you want to look it up, feel free. By all means, please look it up. I just came across this report and some new information on this. You might have to dig a little bit, but I'm certain you can find it if you want to out there. So, this is the information that I want you to know because you're not going to hear this from your local news anchor. They're not going to come out and say, well, today we just ran the numbers and here's what we're going to find out from the federal student loan cancellation. Everybody's going to pay $2,500. Congratulations, everyone. No, your local news is not going to tell us this stuff. That's why I'm doing all this digging to find out what's really going on here. So, and again, I've been seeing a ton of comments down below. There's a lot of mixed opinions on this. And again, I know this is a very touchy subject, which I even debated making this video or not. But again, as I've said before, I want to bring you the honest, accurate, reliable, and transparent information every single day in these videos. And you need to know what is really going on because at the end of the day, this is your money that they're playing around with, right? It's everybody's money right now. So again, maybe this impacts you as in $10,000 of your federal student loans will be canceled. That's great. Congratulations. But at the end of the day, we still need to know the full story behind all of this going on right now, right? So this is the kind of the fact of the matter and some of the reports that are coming out. And again, let me throw something else out there as well. Some of the top economists out there right now are suggesting this is a very inflationary thing that they're doing. So this announcement out of Biden saying that they're going to cancel all this federal student loan debt is very inflationary. In other words, it's the same equivalence of basically putting $400 to $600 billion, just printing it up and plowing it into the economy. So these economists are saying, you realize this is going to jack up inflation, right? So they're very concerned about this as well. So any progress that has possibly been made on inflation over the last short amount of time, virtually no progress has been made on inflation. If there's been any progress made, this is just going to cancel all of it out and then just bring inflation up even more. So again, this is a very inflationary act that they're doing right now with this. So again, I'm not here to instill my opinions. I'm simply telling you, this is all information you can find across multiple different resources. If you want to look it up, by all means, I encourage you, please look it up. There's tons of information circling around out there right now, and a lot of top economists, even Democratic economists, it's not just one-sided here, but even previous advisors to previous presidents are coming out saying, this is not good. This is not a good thing. This is not the best approach because it's just going to jack up inflation and ultimately it's going to be put on the shoulders of everybody. So again, this is what I'm finding out there. Some shocking information because here's the thing. When you read all the little, the peaches and cream types of headlines out there right now on everything going on, everything paints a really nice picture like, oh, this is great. The economy is great and everybody's doing well and money is plentiful for everybody. That's not the case at all. In fact, I've been seeing tons of comments down below on that video that I had a couple days ago. And of course, just as of recently, I've been seeing tons of comments from many people here in the community reaching out saying, what are they doing for us? You know what I mean? They're cherry picking all the people right now that they want to help, but yet at the end of the day, what are they doing for the low income? What are they doing for seniors? What are they doing for people with disabilities? What are they doing for fixed income beneficiaries? What are they doing for people living on Social Security or SSDI or retirement, survivors, SSI, VA, RRB, all of these benefits that we're talking about? What are they doing for them? The answer is nothing. Literally nothing. Nothing at all. Unless you're one of these people who receives fixed income benefits or you're low income and you do have federal student loans, well then by all means, they're going to cancel some loans for you. In fact, just the other day, somebody here on the channel, again, I forgot, I don't remember the name of this person. I think it was, I don't know, maybe John or David or something. But again, he reached out among so many other people and said, hey, I have $6,000 of federal student loans. Are mine going to be canceled? And I reached back out to him and I said, according to what I'm understanding with this, yes, up to $10,000, provided your income is below 125 grand a year. Well, that's pretty much falling into the parameters of virtually everybody, right? There's not that many people that have an annual income under 125 a year. So again, just throwing it out there for you. Anyway, hope that you can understand this information, and please recognize I'm here for you in any way that I can be to bring you this information from a non-biased approach. This is all the information. There's a ton of reports coming out right now talking about some of these recent announcements. And again, these are not my opinions. This is based on all factual information that I find out there with all my research. Again, if you want to look it up, I would encourage you, please do some research. If you want to fact check anything that I talked about here, by all means, look it up. If you think that I just had my opinions in here, that's fine. Feel free to look it up as well. I can assure you everything that I talked about here is information that I did find through my research across numerous different sources right now. A lot of people are very concerned with what's going on right now in this country with a lot of different things that are happening. And, the Great Divide, unfortunately, continues to get wider and wider. So there's a lot of people that are struggling. It's just, like I said to somebody the other day, it just makes me so sad and frustrated to see so many people in this community right here. I see the comments down below every single day, hundreds and hundreds of comments coming in saying, I'm living on one meal a day. I can't pay my bills. I'm behind. I'm about to be evicted. I'm losing my home. I just lost my car. You know what I mean? Just the stories go on and on and on every single day. And what are we doing for everybody else right now? You know what I mean? It just feels like, I don't know. I just wish there was something that we could do for everybody right now. But either way, I'm here for you in any way that I can be. That's my dedication and my commitment. Even when Congress is not, I am. That's my dedication to you and the community. So again, if you haven't done so yet, please make sure to subscribe down below, share this video with your friends, family, social media, and go back and check out some of the other thousands and thousands of videos here on the channel. Until next time, thanks so much for joining me. Have a nice day, and I'll catch you again later.